Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to part 2 of the series of how to create custom and unique ElvUI profiles leveraging Eltruism and mMediatag and obviously ElvUI. Without ElvUI this would not be possible. But Eltruism and mMediatag make some really awesome unique features, functions, and just customizations around ElvUI that really make profiles stand out. Especially with all the gradients and colors and models that you can create and icons and things that we're going to cover a little bit more in detail today. So I thought, to get started, let's finish up this profile and how this is going to look, just from like a layout and having the custom text and things like that. So I thought we would keep it in a class color. And so using class color, I do want to make a quick change to the custom text. So I don't want to use a gradient colored name. It looks a little odd. If you wanted to, just as an example though, if you did like the class color and you did like the gradient name with the gradient health text, something quick and easy you could do is come into unit frames, individual units, and this will change the entire look of this profile, but super quick. You can turn on information panel. You'll see in just a second how this will change. Right now you're not seeing it because of the power, but we'll take this down to about 18, let's say, for the target. Let's also do the information panel, turn it to 18. While we're in target, we can go into power, and let's turn this into filled and make it about a 6. Power in the individual unit, filled, and bring it down to a 6 as well. So now we have the information panel showing. Then you would take the custom text that we made over on the right hand side for the health, bring it down into information panel. You'll need to adjust the Y axis, and then the name, same thing, attach it to information panel, change the Y axis, axes, whatever, however you want to say it. Let's adjust the font a little bit to make it smaller. Health, we can make even a little bit smaller too. But like a couple changes in totally different look for the unit frame. And you get to keep the gradient name, makes it look better with the black background. The information panel, but that's just an example of a couple clicks and you can make this unit frame look completely different. So if we do go back into the look that we were just using, let's put this back onto the health. I don't remember what the Y was, but we can change that. 18 again, go into the information panel, turn this off. The power, if you like this filled look too, you can keep it like that. There's an inset, which actually puts the power bar inside of the unit frame. Looks pretty cool as well. Offset, this one's interesting. I do have a profile that was inspired by Nerdzilla. If you do offset and then adjust the offset, you can have the power offset of the health frame. But this is really cool. You'll see this line right now just from the shadow. We would have to reload. But this is another unique thing that you can do with the power bars, is just do an offset. I have a profile that does that. Check it out. It's called Nerd. But I do love the spaced look, so let's go back to this really quick. Sorry if we went off on a little tangent here, but just another quick way for you to make an adjustment to your own profile. See what you like. So turn off the information panel on the target. Power, spaced again, 15. We didn't do the custom text yet for the target frame, so where I was going to go next, just if we are going to use this class color, we can go back into available tags. A lot of different tags to choose from for the custom text. You can use just normal ElvUI text here. Eltruism has quite a few, including icons, and I'm going to touch on this in a little bit too. But we can go into names here, and let's just do like an abbreviated custom text name. So in the player, instead of using the gradients, we'll do a white text. I think this just looks so much better on a class color frame, especially when you have the name on the frame like this. So quick and easy. We'll do this for the target as well. Put it over to the right-hand side. What was the font size? Was 15. We did a shadow outline, and the Y was on an 18. So we will need to move up the buffs here. I typically have these disabled in most of my profiles, but super easy. You can just come in, move them up a little bit. Let's go back into Eltruism, or sorry, back into available tags, into health. Let's grab this HP status. This will display the HP and a percent with a status symbol. You can customize this in Eltruism and Media as well. Come back in to target, custom text. Drop the health text in there. Went over on the left-hand side. 18, 15. Let's see. Take some damage. It'll show this like short value of the health, the little dash, and the percent. Do shadow outline that as well. I think if you go AFK, oh no, it doesn't show a status symbol. Some of the tags you can actually do that. If you do AFK, it'll show a status symbol. mMediatag has a few. We're gonna implement mMedia in just a second too, once we get these frames kind of finalized. Let's go back in here. Let's grab this health text for the player. Replace this gradient. Sweet. For the target to target, drop the name in. Shadow outline. 12. Put it over to the right hand side. I'm not going to put the health text on because it would make this frame a little too cluttered, I think. Oh, we're still AFK. There we go. Into the party now. Oh, I put Jib Party Health. This should be name, actually. So that was probably on the last video. Didn't catch that. Let's make this a little bit larger too. Maybe bump it up to 18 on the Y. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Looks almost a little more centered. And then let's grab the health text again. Group units, party health. Bump this up to 18 to match the name, and the font size looks good. So this debuff is the raid debuff indicator. We can move this up a little bit to 10. Sometimes even looks good when it's like overlapped on the top a little bit. Let's see. A little bit more, maybe 20. Yeah, this looks kind of good. And then debuffs. I typically don't have debuffs enabled, but if I do, I try to match maybe like the frame size here, and maybe drop it down to just 3 debuffs showing. Another thing I sometimes do, so make these a little bit smaller. I'll bring them over. Let's change the anchor point. Let's do it to the left. I'll sometimes put the debuffs or even the buffs right here on the frame. And in some of my recent videos, I've been putting Omni CD directly on the frame right here as well, instead of over on the left-hand side. I've noticed when I'm healing, I'm always just looking at the frames, and I hardly look over anywhere else. So it's actually been really helpful to have the Omni CD CDs right on the frame like this. But anyways, I do this for debuffs sometimes. I also do it for buffs. Makes it look pretty clean, in my opinion. But I typically will just have the raid debuff indicator on, and then maybe a couple buffs, but let's just keep it like this for now. Party frames look great. Raid frames, these already look really good. The only thing we would want to change is taking out the name text here and just doing a raid name custom. And we can take this abbreviated short one, drop it in, shadow outline, maybe make it a little bit bigger. And that's all I would really do. You can then use the movers to bring up the raid frames wherever you typically want them. If you're a healer, you drop them right into the middle here if you wanted. Drop them down here more so you can have your weak auras. I typically heal and DPS with frames up here on the left. So simple as that. I mean, you just make the same changes for raid frame 2 and raid frame 3. Looks like a ace config. I don't know if it's a taint or something. We can disregard that. But the raid frames I'm already pretty happy about. You could, if you wanted to match the power here, you can go into power as well and do the space to look. You come back into general, change the frame orientation. Can maybe bump up the power height to a 10 if you wanted to. You're going to see a shadow, so we would need to just do a quick reload. But this is a pretty unique way to look at raid frames. I mean, you don't really need to look at power when you're raiding, but aesthetically, it does look nice, especially if you're using like a dark frame, and then you could do the power as like the class color with gradient class color names. Looks really cool. So just a couple ideas there, but happy with this. Typically, I don't even have power enabled, or if I do, it's filled with just a thin line at the bottom. But happy with the frames. The last thing I would change is the individual unit Castbar. So let's take a look. It's right below. I'm gonna make the height 30. I like chunky Castbars. Let's do a custom font and go with the Gotham Narrow Black. Shadow outline for the cast name and the timer. Typically like to have a little bit larger on the font size too. Just looks really good. And then could adjust the width and move this down to the center. I typically like the Castbar like this down below. The other thing you could do, if I change the width on this again, and we could adjust the icon. Let's make it around the size of the frame here. I probably wouldn't do this with the power bar spaced, but you could if you wanted. Let's not do sticky frames here. Just as an example, I could line this up to the frame, and just for this example, I'm gonna turn off the power. And go back into the Castbar. This does take a little bit of finagling, let's say. And let's go into the X. And let me just show. And then change the Y a little bit to match it up with the frame. Looks like we're going to make the icon a little bit bigger. I won't make this pixel perfect right now, but just wanted to show you this is another unique way to use the Castbar. I have this on a few of my profiles too. Is to have the Castbar lined up with the unit frame and then the icon match the size of the unit frame and the Castbar down below. It looks really, really nice, and I think it makes it stand out a lot more too of what you're casting, and then also for the target. So once you figure out the exact sizing and everything for the icon and the offset, you just simply would match that up with the target frame too. So just another quick idea there for you if you want to mess with the Castbar a little bit. You turn this back on for the power. Go back in the Castbar. Let's actually just turn off the icon. And then we'll move this down here again. Let's move the vehicle leave button there for now. And then the target Castbar. Let's bring this down since we're going to make it a little bit bigger. And adjust the custom text too. You want to make it a little bit bigger there. And then let's bring down the target frame just a touch. And reload. The shadow is still showing from the Castbar adjustment that we made. Next, we are going to apply mMediatag, and I'm going to mess around with some of the data bars down here at the bottom. We'll adjust some of the map things like that and get into it, but let me actually turn off the aura bars here on the player and the target. Since we have buffs showing, we don't need the aura bars up top. So next thing you'll want to do, you may already have mMediatag, but if not, you just go to CurseForge or WowUp and download it. I already have it here. I'm just going to enable mMediatags. Also comes with this media pack. Turn off Raven. I download this because of Maximum Overdrive. You may know him from Think Tank UI Remastered and Retro UI. He was showing me a few things the other night. It was really cool. Okay, so now we have mMediatag, and mMediatag has tons of options as well. You can even customize your roll button, chat button, keystone to chat key, AFK screen, tons of data text options. There's a combat icon and time, Mythic Plus score, teleport icons that are super nice. Like so many things, just like Eltruism. Tons of options. One of my favorite things more recently has been his portraits. Eltruism has this as well, but mMediatag Blinky has made tons of new portrait options from like having a circle portrait, a pillow, rectangle, card, square, lots of options. Check out my YouTube here that you're watching. Check out some of my other videos to see some of these different portraits, and also my Discord. So that's one thing, and then the other thing that I've really enjoyed is this mDoc feature. So I've always loved XIV data bar. Toxie uses it. He has his own like Wonderbar version. WonderUI has it as well. I've always just loved the look of it, and Blinky has made his own. And so he has a blank like white XIV style bar that you can see in this picture here. He also has a colored version that has like this rainbow color of the icons that goes across the entire bottom, but let's do this white version. One click, hit accept. You'll now have a data bar at the bottom of your screen, and it's all customizable as well. So it looks a little cluttered because we do have some other data text enabled. So let's go into ElvUI, data text, into panels. The left-hand side, we can disable the ElvUI one. We can disable the right-hand side. This mini map where it says no guild, we can disable that as well. This will just require a reload. See how the shadows are still showing? No problem. Let's change the font before we go any further. So Gotham narrow. Let's do a shadow outline. Shadow outline on the left. This one you don't change because these are just icons over here. You can change all of these as well. So all these icons, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a lot of different dock options. I like this; just looks perfect to me. But check this out. You can mess around with it. Let's go in here as well. You can change the profession too if you want to show like engineering and your other profession, or you can show anything else you'd want. Right hand side, Gotham narrow, outline, shadow outline. Forgot to put the shadow outline here too. Awesome. Now, this bottom bar is from ElvUI. In general, cosmetic. You can disable this bottom black bar. I've been using it recently, and I just bring up the height a little bit to cover this data bar at the bottom now. You can make it transparent if you wanted. You could also come into media and change the backdrop colors of ElvUI if you wanted to. I thought of this right now as I'm going through it. Backdrop faded as well, so this bottom bar, you can change the color. You can make this class colored if you wanted to. Very bright. Typically go for a nice dark color here, at the very bottom. We can take the movers now and bring the left chat up above. Let's see what I had that at 39. Let's bump up to 40. 40. Put this to 0. On the right. This bar 6 we don't need, so I'll actually just disable that. Bar 4 we can do mouse over for now, just so it doesn't look out of place over here on the right hand side. Nice. With those changes, let's make a reload. I love how easy that is to add that bottom bar from mMediatag. Looks so good. So good. You can then come in and change it up if you wanted to. Again, like if you wanted to keep this white, you could also try out the color mode. So I just clicked on there, and now you see the rainbow version. He has this MMT dock down here at the bottom with some fun icons, including the cookie monster. There's an extra bar that has like this sweet data bar at the top with some of the icons. I know things are getting super cluttered, but one click of a button, I can delete them all. Apply mMXIV like again, reload. have back here. I'm not going to change the font again just for the video's sake, but it's really cool how easy it is to use this, and it really changes the look of the UI. Super nice. And as I had mentioned, with the other feature I like from mMediatag is these portraits. So again, with a click of a button, I can enable these custom portraits. Head back into mMedia. In the cosmetic and portraits, now we can go into player and adjust with some of the sizing here. So let's put this down to like around 70, let's say. Let's bring up the Y to meet the frame and have it just barely touch there. Right? Like couple seconds here too. You made this look completely different. We can make this a little bit bigger, maybe 72. And then again, once you have the sizing, 72, 615, you can come into the target, 72. Oh yeah, we want to do -6 here. 15. And you're good. Now you just adjust the target to target 2. It's gonna be a little bit smaller sizing here. Maybe not so much there. Make this pixel perfect if you want. Try to attempt to make it pixel perfect, right? Too high. There's fine for now. You could also open up your party frames. Go back into mMedia, to the party, adjust the sizing. There we go. And with all these portraits, tons of options. You can do a circle portrait. Talked about this at the beginning of the video. This new pillow, rectangle square that looks really cool. Zeno in my Discord, he has a really awesome profile. You should check it out. We did a competition this last month in my Discord, and he was one of the top 3 that placed, and he had this really cool square rectangle feature. Come check it out in the Discord. There's a card, this round one that we're using, square that like finishes off with this very nice sharp point at the bottom. But yeah, this is really fun. You can also come in and customize all the colors for the player frames. A new UI that I'm releasing soon is just all blacked out. If you're not familiar, on my Discord, we do have the Fabled Myth community, so subscribers get access to, I think we're up to over 12 additional custom profiles that I've created. And subscribers get access to all of those additional profiles, and then also every month, there's about 1 to 2 new profiles that come out. And so the new one that's going to be coming out in November is this blacked out version with the portraits with this card, and it looks really, it's awesome. Join the Discord, participate. Doesn't mean you have to become a Fabled Myth, but if you want access to some additional profiles, consider subscribing and even doing so on Twitch with your Twitch Prime. So this is what I was going to cover today. In the next video, I'm going to cover a lot of add-on profiles. And so I'm going to go in and create details. And it's super easy because within Eltruism, you can come in to add-ons, and he has profiles for dynamic status icons, wind tools, shadow and light, project Azuroka, add-on skins, bigwigs, DPM, method raid tools, and then profiles for all of these additional add-ons. So with a click of a button, we can create an awesome details profile, adjust some of the custom text, or not custom text, just the text, and have it match this profile perfectly. You can also add some sweet icons onto the details. Super easy. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to set up warp deplete for Mythic Plus, and also Omni CD, and one of the DBM Bigwigs profiles too, if I didn't already say that. We'll also go into ElvUI ratio minimap auras so that you can adjust these buffs and the sizing up here. I'll show you how to do that. So, hope you enjoyed the video. No, we didn't cover like a ton today, but at least we've got this profile pretty much set up now. We've even added some portraits, adjusted the custom text. We put this sweet data bar down here at the bottom, and this profile is looking pretty good. And at the end of this, I will release this profile through a Wago link on the final video in this series. But the plan moving forward is to do a weekly how-to make custom ElvUI profiles, and we're going to do a different profile every time. So make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate you all. We're getting close to the 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is insane to me. The Discord now has over 1,600 members. We have over 200 subscribers in the Discord for Fabled Myths, Legends, and Immortals. The support has been absolutely insane. Thank you all so much. We have some exciting stuff happening in the Discord too. We're having a monthly competition moving forward that's going to be theme-based. There's just like a lot of excitement around the community right now. And I just want to thank you all. So looking forward to the next video. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you. See you on the next one.